Every story has a middle, a place where the hero is forgotten by the world, but remembered by the divine. For Yusuf, that place was the cold, silent stone of an Egyptian prison, a place where time is measured not by sunrises, but by the steady beat of a heart, the Qalb, that refuses to break. Days turned to weeks, which turned to months, and then years. In the damp shadows of the dungeon, Yusuf did not wither. Instead, he became a sanctuary for the broken. He taught his fellow prisoners that while their bodies were in chains, their souls could be free. He interpreted their dreams with a precision that bordered on the miraculous. He became a seer, a prophet in the darkness, waiting for a promise that felt a lifetime away. Then came the time when the Nile itself seemed to tremble. In the high palace of the king, the sovereign of Upper and Lower Egypt was haunted. Night after night, there was the same vision: 7 fat, sleek cows emerging from the river, only to be devoured by 7 skeletal, nightmarish beasts. He summoned magicians from all over the land, but they were silent. Their scrolls remained empty. Their gods gave no answer. It was then that a cupbearer, who had once been a prisoner himself, remembered a man whose words never failed. And this was how the king learned about Yusuf's existence. Yusuf did not come to the king as a beggar. He came with his head held up, carrying himself with the dignity of a prophet. He did not just interpret the dream for the king, he mapped the future. The sovereign looked into the eyes of the man the palace had once tried to destroy, and saw a wisdom that was not of this world. The king took the seal from his own finger and made Yusuf the vizier of all Egypt, guardian of the 2 lands, the master of the granaries, the savior of the empire. The famine, as foretold by the king's dreams, arrived like a silent thief. From the sands of Canaan, the cry for bread reached the heavens. And so, the 10 brothers, the very same men who had once cast a boy into a well, journeyed to Egypt. They bowed low before the great vizier, their foreheads touching the cold Egyptian stone. They saw a powerful lord who could save lives, but they did not realize they were looking into the eyes of the brother they had left for dead all those years ago. But Yusuf, recognizing his brothers, needed to know, had their hearts healed? He set a final trap. He commanded that the king's silver measuring cup be hidden deep within the grain bag of his youngest brother, Benjamin. As the brothers departed for home, the cry of the guards rang out. "Oh, you in the caravan, stop! You are surely thieves!" The search was frantic. One by one, the bags were emptied, until the silver glinted in the harsh sun. It was found in the bag of the youngest son. The law was absolute. The thief must remain in Egypt as a slave. Years ago, these men would have abandoned a brother to save themselves, but now they fell to their knees. They begged the vizier to take them as slaves instead. They spoke of an old man in Canaan, a father whose eyes had turned white with grief, a father who could not survive the loss of another son. In their willingness to sacrifice their own lives for their brother, Yusuf saw the truth. Their hearts were finally pure. The tension snapped like a dry reed. Yusuf could no longer hold the mask. The palace walls echoed with the sound of a man weeping. He pulled back his royal hood and spoke the words that shattered a decade of lies. "I am Yusuf, and these are my brothers. No reproach shall be uttered against you this day," he whispered. "May Allah forgive you, for He is the most merciful." The family of Yaqub found a new home in the fertile lands of Egypt, eventually growing into a great nation. Yaqub lived his final 17 years in the warm embrace of his beloved son, a peace he had once thought impossible. When his time came, he returned to the earth of Hebron, laid to rest with his fathers. Yusuf too lived a life of royal honor, but his soul never truly settled in the palaces of the Nile. He left his people with a final sacred wish, that when they eventually left Egypt, they would take him with them. Even in the height of his power, even in the silence of death, his heart was turned toward the home of his fathers. In the heart of Egypt, the sun, the moon, and the 11 stars finally bowed. Yusuf looked upon his family and knew, every well has a way out. Every darkness is just a prelude to the light. And every heart that trusts in the divine will eventually find its home.